Hi guys, I've got Nikki Loots here today. Nikki is currently in Bali, in Canggu, and you'll hear by her accent, she's South African like myself as well. Nikki and I connected over Instagram. I managed to stumble across her and I completely fell in love with her brand, her vibe, what she was doing, and I signed up immediately. Nikki is a love and self-confidence coach, and we've been working personally together for about 6 weeks. So my results have been phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal. So it would obviously be a no-brainer that I get Nikki on today. And what we're going to be chatting about today is about how to uplevel your confidence so you have more freedom and profit in your lives. Nikki, hi. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, me too. So tell me what you do. Like, that is my description of how I know what you do. Tell me what you do.
So I'm a self-love and confidence coach, and I help women, not only women, because I do believe that men really need this help as well, but predominantly women, to really reconnect to themselves, to love themselves so that they can really just shine and live their best life. Because so often, we're looking for love from all the wrong places. We're looking outside of ourselves. We think we need to be a certain way, act a certain way, look a certain way, say the right things, all of that. And we're looking for this validation outside of ourselves. And when we start to realize that actually everything we need is from within, and if we just did some more of this inner work, that then everything in the outside of ourselves, our outer world, just totally everything changes. That's the shift we're looking for. So I really help empower women to love and accept themselves where they're at right now, and then to see the vision of who they want to be and really walk that road with them to become their, like I say, their best self.
Now, the word self-love has been thrown around quite a lot lately. It's kind of like the buzzword. Confidence is obviously vitally important in my personal opinion, because we can have the best coaches, the best business advice, okay, the best everything. But it takes confidence actually to take that plunge and take the leap and to do something and believe in yourself. And the one thing that I say to all of my branding clients is that the more confidence you have within yourself and your abilities to serve your clients, people will pick up on that. Without a doubt, they will pick up on that. And you will magnetically attract more clients. Now, this sounds a lot of hogwash. Like, for someone who's like, no, tell me about the results that you have. Okay, let's talk about, first of all, I'm so excited. You can see I can't stop talking. It's always like this.
I'm the same.
Okay, tell me a little bit about how you work with people, and what would you advise? We obviously know the importance of doing this. Tell me about what processes you personally go through, the results you've seen, and what you do with your clients.
Well, I mean, everything that I do, everything that I coach, everything comes from my own personal journey. So it's not like, okay, I've studied this stuff and I know it theoretically. I've been through there. So everything that every client comes to with, certain ideas, beliefs about themselves, in some way or another, I've felt that as well. And the funny thing is that at the bottom line of every single issue or belief that we have, that it always stems from one belief. And this is what psychiatrists are taught. It is the belief that I am not enough. That's it. So you might feel like you don't have confidence in whatever area of your life it is, but it always comes down to the limiting belief of I am not enough in whatever area. So pretty much what I do with my clients and what I do in my own life as well is I change that belief system. I help my client reconnect to who they are instead of all this chatter in your mind. And we see so much from society about how, like I've said already, how we should act and how we should, you know, what we should look like, all of that stuff. And then we look at ourselves and we say, oh, well, I'm not like that, so I'm not good enough. And that's where we need to make that change. So I really help them to reconnect to who they are, to forget about whatever else is, you know, happening outside. Change your limiting beliefs, build the confidence from within by learning to love yourself first and accepting yourself and actually saying, holy cow, I am freaking amazing. And like you say, when you feel that, you're putting out this energy, and in your business, if you're putting that out, people will react to that, and you won't have to go look for a client. You won't have to go and look for a partner. You don't have to look for anything. Those things will be magnetically drawn to you.
Yeah. Now, I can talk from experience because in the last 35 days, I have accumulated more income in my business than I ever have in the 22 years of running my business. Now, that could be a coincidence. Okay, that could be. But I mean, we're talking 6 weeks we've been working together, and, you know, 35 days is plus minus, you know, 5 weeks. And that is a fact. And that's a fact. And that's me not doing any kind of special marketing or doing anything out of the ordinary. That is just organic leads and people just coming to me in my inbox, through Instagram, through Facebook. So this is the power. I just want to do feedback to people that this is the power that you can access within yourself versus trying to find that from outside. So Nikki, what about those people that are like, listen, there are so many business people out there. Everyone's doing that kind of coaching. Everyone is doing that. How different am I? How am I going to do that? What do you say to these people that are thinking that in their minds? How can they up-level their confidence today or in the next week? What can they do right now?
Carol, the thing that breaks our confidence down the most is comparison. So if you are looking at yourself and what you're doing and you're comparing yourself to everyone else, you are literally going to break yourself down. And in comes the negative self-talk, the mean girl, you know, and absolutely, you are going to have no self-confidence, and you'll probably talk yourself out of every good idea or your dreams. Yeah. So instead of comparing ourselves, instead of looking at other people, focus on yourself. Just let go of all of this stuff outside of you and come back home to your heart, to your intuition, to the gut feeling, to your dreams, to, you know, close your eyes. It's actually the most simple thing. It is so simple. Yeah. All you need to do is reconnect yourself. So I think that, yeah, having the most self-confidence is knowing who you are, becoming super clear on your values, what's important to you, where you want to be, and what makes you happy, and then really just stick to that and forget about what other people are going to say, because people will break you down. The minute you start actually thriving, you'll probably get more negative feedback. And there's, you know, life happens. There's stuff that happens, and life can feel tough sometimes. But as long as we stay true to who we are, reconnect to who we are, then we'll see that no matter what happens, we'll be strong, we'll be confident, we'll ooze energy, we'll be light, we'll be love, all of that, all the good stuff.
It is all the good stuff. And I know, talking from experience, you know, a lot of us women, we kind of get knocked through life. The older we kind of get, we get knocked through life because of, we kind of lose identity. I mean, personally, I've had a son, I've raised a son on my own, a single mom. We've had relationships that might have gone a bit, you know, bad. And we kind of get knocked down, and we could have bad business dealings. You know, clients could have just turned out to be the wrong fit. So I get that people might just generally have lost their way in terms of who am I? How can I reconnect to myself? And I know that there's, you know, so many other things you can do. There's the comparison, like you said. And I love my morning practice as well. I think that's vital in the morning to reconnect to who you are. And it took me a couple of, you know, I'm still getting there. It takes a while to reconnect because it takes a while for us to kind of disconnect. So, and I think be gentle with ourselves. And there are different variations of the morning routine. You can mix something up, but generally, why don't you describe a typical kind of morning routine that people could do to kind of reconnect to themselves again?
A morning routine is so important because it's the start of the day. You know, it's a brand new day, and the way you start your morning is the way the rest of your day is going to unfold. So I love that you bring this up, and it is so important. I feel like the most important thing throughout life, like we're talking about, is that reconnection to ourselves. And the way to do that is literally be with yourself. So I would say the first thing in the morning when you wake up, the first thing to do is actually not so much what you're doing, it's what you're not doing. And it's leaving your phone away. Because first thing we do, we check our phone and we check social media and we check WhatsApps and we check our emails and all of that. And then we're like, oh, okay. And we re-identify with who we are based on all these external things. So the first thing, if you can leave your phone for the first hour of the day and just be with yourself, you are starting the day on the right foot forward. And then I think it's so important to have that quiet time, to have that meditation. And being a meditation teacher as well, I know that it's very difficult. People struggle with meditation because they think it needs to look a certain way. We're supposed to have no thoughts at all. It's super difficult because I need to sit still. I can't move, all of that. And that's the wrong idea about what meditation is. Meditation is just being still, focusing on either your breathing or feelings in your body or just being in the present moment. And that allows you to reconnect to yourself. And then really it's having a vision. So visualizing your perfect day, because if you can see it and if you can actually feel it, it's already done. So often we're like, oh, I'm not living the life I want to live. Well, do you believe that you can have that? And do you see it and feel it and live it and smell it and taste it? Or is it just an idea? So we have to be super clear on how we want our day to unfold, as well as how we want our life to unfold, because then we have the roadmap to follow. Another thing I love in my morning routine is to incorporate movement, because when you're moving and you're dancing, you're laughing and you're having fun, and that raises your energy, and that's everything. It's the energy we want to put out. And really, another thing that is so important is to have gratitude, to be grateful for what we have right now, because gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. So if you want anything in your life, if you are grateful for everything you have and everything you don't have yet, but you believe it so much that you're receiving it, that you're so grateful for it already, it will come into your life.
I think those were the two big game changers for me. The gratitude journal every morning, and embodying the feeling of who I am now. So if I'm clear on my vision, it means that I can embody that vision today. I don't need to be earning X amount or have that partner or be traveling now. In my head, I can create that 100%, because we know that the brain doesn't know the difference between what we are visualizing and what we are actually experiencing. So those two were the absolute game changers, and it shifted my my business, and not only that, my personal life. So I mean, I just feel that energy from within. It really is a game changer. And I'm still struggling with things like, picking up the phone in the morning, which you would assume that is not one of the easiest things, but it's so true. We don't want to get pushed into work mode and, oh my gosh, I need to do this, it's urgent, I need that, because there's urgent and there's important. And Nikki, what you're doing is showing us what's important in our lives to do, because that time in the morning is very valuable. If we keep on doing things that's urgent all the time, you're going to be serving everyone else's needs, your clients, your families, and you're not serving your own. So I can't stress enough the importance of giving your time, that time to yourself and honoring yourself, because we just don't do that as women. We just don't do that.
Yeah. And also, this is the whole thing about self-love. Like you said earlier, self-love, the word is being thrown around a lot. And I remember talking about self-love about 2 years ago, and people would say to me, especially women would say to me, oh, well, self-love, isn't that a bit selfish? Yeah. Like loving yourself, it's a bit vain and self-centered. And I say, no, it's not. Self-love is filling up your cup. It is loving yourself so that you are full. And then once your cup is full and from the overflow, then you can give. Because as women, we are used to giving, serving all the time, thinking about others, before ourselves. And if we keep on doing that, we will become empty. We will be drained. We will reach exhaustion. And we will have nothing else to give. But if we start from within, if we nurture ourselves and we become whole from within, not from anything else, we have so much more to give.
Yes. And I mean, I've noticed myself throughout the day, I would say things like, thanks, Carol, for, giving me this amazing meal. Thank you for buying this lotion for my body. Thank you for making my bed. It's so nice. So I feel myself, instead of the mean girl thoughts, oh my gosh, I need to do this with my body, and I'm having a bad hair day, and oh my gosh, my eyes are all scratchy and red. Those thoughts are now being replaced with things like I said, thank you, Carol, and I appreciate you taking me for a walk. And it's like, I don't even know where this voice comes from. It's just like, it's a beautiful thing to have. And that comes from self-love. Like, I'm nurturing myself, and that is my interpretation of that self-love. And it is extremely powerful. And like I said, I think I can't reiterate enough how magnetic it is to people around us, whether they are physically in our space or if they are in our online world. That's the bottom line, because people can pick that up even halfway across the world. That is like a testimony to the power of energy. It is really that important.
Well, I mean, Carol, just with you and I was in Bali. I mean, I am in Bali, and I was just I was on a high. My energy levels, I was just in such a good flow state because I was focusing on myself and I was doing the things that made me happy, which raised my energy vibration, my frequency. And you can only attract things into your life if you're vibrating on that same frequency. If you're having a really shitty day and you're vibrating down here, all the good stuff is over here, and you will only attract more of that. If you are vibrating up here because you're doing things you love, you are pumped up about life, you are so happy, you can only attract those good things into your life. That's why it's so important. But with you and I was just vibrating on high vibes, and I got a message from you. I wasn't searching. I wasn't, going out there forcing. And this is the difference between forcing and flowing in our lives, in our business, in our relationships, in our health, and everything as well. When we are forcing and we're putting out that energy of, I need this, I have to do this, I am desperate, that energy we're putting out, we're attracting more negatives. And it's almost like we're saying and reaffirming it to the universe that I don't have these things, I don't have these things, I don't have these things. So we're getting more of lack, really. But then when we are vibrating and saying, my life is abundant, I'm so happy right now where I am, who I am, how I am, even if I don't have all the money in the bank, how do I feel? How do I want to feel? And feel the feeling now, because more of those experiences will come through that will give you that same feeling. So, and that's how you and I connected, because I was putting out good vibes and good vibes came my way, and we just, there was no force. It was literally, we were attracted to each other. And that's how business should be.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And this is the new level of business. And this is something that I'm passionate about. And I'm diverting my business quite a lot now, like you are, in doing a lot more coaching. And that is the one thing that I say. If you're sitting there in your desk, beating your head, and you on social media and you're trying to get clients, stop what you're doing, close your laptop and get out. I mean, what I did, I think 2 weeks ago, I went to a Jeffreys Bay. People might not know about it. It's a little town in South Africa, and I hired this luxury little Airbnb because I wanted to be in the flow of that vibe. The laptop was not open the whole weekend. I just did nothing. I just was in the flow. The ocean was in front of me, which is part of my brand, and I love the ocean. I was looking at, came there, 2 hours later, there were dolphins. And that is that is so important. That is almost vital for your business in order to keep those vibrations high. And I know that you are passionate about that as well. You're wanting to do a lot more retreats or in the future, which is exactly the same philosophy about keeping those vibrations high, even when you've finished the retreat, to be at home and be able to keep that level of high vibration that is magnetically attracting the right situations and people to you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as well, like what I say to my clients, one of the huge things is, how can you have more fun today? What can you do just to have fun? Because if you look at children, like, we're born this way. We're born just to have love and fun and play, and that life should be like that. Then we get, we grow up, society says how we should, work, money, finances, all of that stuff, and we lose the fun. And we live in fear, and for us to actually just tap in every day and say, what is one thing I can do just to be a kid again, just to have some fun, whether it's just dancing for 3 minutes in your room with all the curtains closed, and you're like acting crazy and you're laughing because you feel good. I mean, that is so, 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 so important.
I mean, just to give people that are listening a tip, and if they have very limited time, because I know sometimes I'm swamped with work and I don't have a lot of time, I still need to go to get groceries, right? So I put on my headphones, doing the groceries, and I'm like pumping up trance music, which is, I've got a special DJ, which I listen to. And that, so that 3 o'clock slump when we go down, that's when I head out. So even though I'm doing a menial, boring task, I can still get into that vibe, and I can still kind of like have fun is very different to everybody else. You need to just find that zone and do that every single day. Nikki, thank you so much for joining us. I have loved this conversation. I always love a conversation.
I love it as well. We could be talking for hours.
And we do some voice messages, like, crazy long messages. Please, everyone, go and follow Nikki. I'm going to leave her Instagram and obviously Facebook, as well as her website. She is doing some retreats coming up, or if you maybe want to chat to her about working with her as well, one-on-one. So that's how you get hold of her. I can't recommend her enough. She has been an absolute catalyst, and I'm going to say an absolute catalyst in just finding my joy and really connecting to myself, and being an absolute magnet for business and personal life. So thank you so much, Nikki. I love you dearly. And
thank you. Thank you for having me.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye.